Alright, so in this video I want to talk about a very common topic that a lot of people face, which is getting started in this career of becoming a software developer. And probably when you start out, you feel like you're doing the same thing, you're working on the same old things, you're kind of in a rat race, kind of doing the same old routine, not really getting anywhere. You feel like you're in this loop where you're just trying to make ends meet, but you're not really getting anywhere. I've been in this situation and you feel like you're just empty. There's nothing to your life. You're just dreaming of doing something that really excites you, like software development. That was my journey. When I was in this situation, I was dreaming of getting higher income. I was dreaming of waking up every morning and just doing the things that really excite me. And a couple of years ago, I wasn't in this situation at all. And that's probably where you are right now. I started my career as a quality assurance engineer. And if you know anything about quality assurance in comparison to software development, yeah, it is IT related, but it's such a simple thing like clicking buttons on a phone just to test things. You're not really developing anything, and your so-called skills as a quality assurance engineer are not very useful, and you cannot monetize them. If you learn programming skills like Python, it definitely changes everything. That's a skill that not everyone can learn. And I realized this early in my career, and I managed to build my own projects, learn Python more and more, and I actually managed to become a successful software developer. And after going through this process from quality assurance to software development, I realized that there are so many missing parts that people don't talk about online. When you actually want to become a software developer, there are principles, concepts, and techniques that people do not talk about and do not really teach at coding bootcamps. And when I realized that also I can help some people. And I actually got some people coming to me asking me about how did I manage to switch from quality assurance to software development. At that point I realized, okay, there is something more to this, and I can maybe help people with my own experience and tell them what exact steps I took to get to this position that I'm in right now. And for the past 3.5 years, I've been helping a couple of people do the same thing, learn Python and get into the software development industry. And basically, when you are at the beginning of your career, you're not really making a lot of money. When I was working as a quality assurance engineer, I didn't make much money. I was just getting by, learning some skills, but I wasn't just doing anything. So what do I want to give you in this video today is I want to talk about the skills, I want to talk about the mindset and strategies, the things that actually changed my life and gave me game-changing opportunities. The things that I'm going to talk about in this video transformed my life and tripled my income. My main goal when I was a quality assurance engineer was to just increase my income. I didn't care about any titles, I didn't care about being the software developer. I didn't care about that. The only thing that I wanted to do is get a high-paying job and just enjoy my life. That's it. So here's the thing. This path from quality assurance to software development wasn't easy at all. I had to do a lot of things that I didn't like to do. I had to take a lot of my time to learn these skills. I had to get around people who were busy and didn't want to talk to me, and I had to convince them to tell me how to do things properly. And just this took me years to learn this, and it took me years to understand these things and learn all the steps that you need to do to become a successful software developer. And on this channel here, I'm going to guide you and help you out on this journey of becoming a software developer. And why should you listen to me? Why should you care to listen to my opinion here? Well, I've been working as a software developer already for 7 years, and I've been mentoring students for 3.5 years. I've been through the trenches and know every step, every pitfall that you're going to fall in if you're going to do this on your own. So hear me out, let me give you some pointers of the things that you shouldn't do and the things that you should do. The difference between my story and some just random guy online who maybe has some coding experience is that I not only know how to land a developer role, I also know how to excel in the things that you're doing in this role, how to not lose this job. 7 years ago, when I was a quality assurance engineer, there were no tools like ChatGPT and there were no tutorials online that could help you and tell you what exactly you should be doing to get software developer job. And I realized this early on. I have to do everything possible to get around people who understand Python, who understand software development, and I have to lean on them. I have to ask them for help. I have to ask them for guidance to get anywhere. You need personalized guidance and feedback on the things that you're doing to see your blind spots. And when I was in quality assurance and I was trying to transition to software development, I realized this. I was trying to code on my own, but I made mistakes that I couldn't see myself. And I was going around and I was asking people, I was looking out for software developers and I was asking them, how are you doing this? How are you avoiding these mistakes? And can you look at my code and can you help me improve my code? What am I doing wrong? And this took me years. I was talking to people, I was going around, I was asking for help, I was asking for code reviews. It took me a lot of time to gather all the things, to see the whole picture. What steps do I need to take to actually get the software development job, and what steps do I need to take to build proper software that works? So the thing is, when you're new to this and when you're a beginner, you are too proud of yourself. You think you are too smart to ask for help. And I've seen this in my students and I've seen this in myself. You are too proud to just ask for help, ask for guidance. And that's the biggest mistake that you're making. It took me a year or maybe even year and a half to realize that I'm making mistakes. I need some help. I'm not gonna get anywhere if I'm going to do this on my own. And you should be thinking the same thing. If you're coding alone, you should be looking for people who can help you out and who can shine the light on the problems that you're going through and the mistakes that you're making, because you're not going to be able to see those mistakes yourself. And I'm doing the same thing with my students. I'm shining the light on the things and the problems and the mistakes that they are making. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing also with my students. And the point here is not to insult anyone. It's to just shine the light on the mistakes that you're making and the blind spots that you're not going to be able to see on your own. And the whole idea is to give you the experience that I have that you cannot find in online tutorials, and just help you out to see the blind spots and the mindset that you should have when you're trying to write professional code that works. When you're a beginner, you think you're just going to learn some coding patterns, you're going to learn Python syntax, and that's going to be enough to get a job. But the reality is, if you have never worked on a real project, you don't even know how to solve problems. If you've been just watching coding tutorials online, not even doing the coding stuff on your own, you don't even know how to build features. You don't even know how to write code on your own. When you get into real situation, there's no one who's going to hold your hand. So what I'm doing with my mentorship is I'm helping people to learn through my experience. I'm telling them how it actually is in reality. There's no one who's going to hold your hand, and you have to have some kind of systems in place that let you build the features of the project that you are working on, or that lets you build your own projects. And when you learn these skills, when you learn these real world skills that let you solve real problems, no matter what type of project you're working on, you're fully equipped with all the tools that you need to get interviews, to pass interviews, and get the job as a software developer. But the thing is, it's not that easy to learn these skills, and it requires practice and it requires guidance from people who are above you. So if you're ready to leave behind the grind and embark on the journey towards higher income, exciting opportunities, and fulfilling software development career, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel because I'm going to share a lot of insights with you. And before we continue with this video, I just wanted to introduce you to one of my students, Yulia, who successfully completed my mentorship program and actually managed to get hired as a software developer. Yulia is a living proof that with the right guidance, you can achieve incredible results. I'm going to link the whole interview that I did with Yulia in the description, but check out this quick snippet from our conversation.
You the solution, just like all these courses online, and you need to figure it out from there. But in order to get to this point when you can figure it out, you do need some beginner knowledge, like some guidance, step by step. I like that sometimes it was like back and forth. It's not just like me trying to solve something, but it's like an exchange of ideas, and that's what makes it fun, because you are like, you're not just learning, but you're also like contributing a bit.
Yeah, what was the toughest thing that you needed to do?
Toughest was just for me it was like mental thing, like, oh, I'm not able to do this. I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I'm just too dumb to do this. That was my thing, because I never studied coding before. I just tried it, just why not. And then Robert's support was like amazing in a sense, because it was sometimes like I'm talking to my psychologist, He's like, no, you can do this. You already have the mentality. Everything is good. You're doing progress. And it helped me a lot, because that's eventually what I needed, somebody to believe in me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was really good, because like more good feedback I was getting, the more I was motivated to work better,
Now I want to address something crucial here. Something that you probably have been asking yourself right now. What's holding me back? Why haven't I tripled my income yet? Why am I still not a software developer? These are the questions that I asked myself when I was a quality assurance engineer and I was just starting out with Python. You probably spent countless hours and maybe even years trying to break into software development role. And that's fine. Maybe it's not that fine, but okay, that's the situation that you're in right now. It's not your fault that you haven't succeeded yet. It's totally normal. This is a super difficult industry to get into. The real problem is not that you're not smart enough. I've heard this so many times from beginners. Oh, I'm not a genius. No, that's not the problem. The real problem is not that you're lazy or that you haven't put in the effort to become a software developer. If you're watching this video, you are putting in the effort. If you're coding, if you're following some tutorials, you're doing stuff. It's not that you're lazy. The real problem is you're just trying to do things on your own, and you're trying to rely on tutorials, generic courses, or self-study. That's the thing. The software industry is very competitive, and these resources that you're using to learn this stuff are generic. They're not designed to fit your specific needs and the things that you're good at and you're bad at. And no one is going to tell you this if you're doing things on your own, alone. Imagine this, not just learning to code, but learning how to think like a developer, how to problem solve, how to excel in interviews and the projects that you are building, and how to command a salary that you're proud of. That's exactly what I'm doing with my mentorship. With weekly live calls, you don't just get access to some courses, you get access to me. You get to ask all the burning questions you can't just Google. You see, when you're studying with a mentor or someone who's been where you want to go, you're not just learning, you are evolving. You are transforming from just some guy or just some person coding for fun to be a real professional software developer. The real problem, you can't reach this next level that you're trying to reach in terms of your income and freedom, is the fact that you're trying to apply very generic advice to your custom situation. You're never going to get anywhere. You cannot just look at another person, look at their situation and the things that they did and just apply automatically that to you. Even with my own students, I'm talking to them and they're watching me coding. And I'm doing things very fast because it's already automatic in my head. But I'm telling them, you're not gonna get to this level just like that. You're not going to be able to do that. You have to put in the effort to learn and practice. And I'm going to tell you exactly where are your blind spots. But you're not going to get to this point, to my skill set, my experience, just like that with one click. You have to work, and you cannot apply a generic mindset or generic courses to your custom situation. Anyone can learn coding syntax alone. I did that. I learned the basics alone. But it's not just about syntax. It's about understanding how to think and solve problems like a software developer. If you are ready to end this cycle of frustration and unlock a new chapter in your life, smash that like button, and better yet, send me an email and tell me about your situation. I'll see if there's anything I can do to help you out. You see, I started my journey in tech world not as a developer, but as a quality assurance engineer. I felt the frustration and desire to break into the world of software development. Through passion and continuous learning, I transformed my career and became a successful software developer. So when I say I get it, I truly do. I get you. I understand how you feel. I walked in your shoes. Over the past 7 years, I've been actively involved in many projects as a software developer. And you can see that on my LinkedIn profile. The industry has its secrets, tricks and methods that they don't really teach in typical courses. I've decided to step out and share these professional techniques with you. This is not just about teaching Python. I live it every day. I'm using Python every day, I'm coding every day, I'm building projects, multiple projects at the same time. So it's not just about syntax and Python and programming language. All the things that I'm teaching to my students, you can apply the same concepts to any programming language and software development project. I know that you probably have invested time, energy, and even money into some kind of coding bootcamp, but yet here you are, still feeling stuck. I know how it is. Fucking sucks. And it's not your fault. The real problem is that you're trying to apply a generic guidance to your custom situation, and that's not gonna work. You need a nuanced approach, and you need one-on-one mentorship with someone who has the experience and who can explain to you in a human way what these things mean and how you can apply them into your own situation. It's about those who get the real industry exposure against those who are stuck in an endless loop of generic tutorials. Like, if you've never seen how the real project actually works and how people build real projects from scratch, you're not gonna get anywhere. Because people who are looking to hire someone, they know how a real project looks like. And they are looking for people with real experience. And if you come to them with your generic tutorials experience, building your calculator apps, right away they're just gonna ditch you. If you're going to present some kind of generic code to them, they're gonna see that right through and they're going to ignore you. So you have to work really hard to present yourself as a real professional software developer. And it's not that easy to do that. And you need guidance on that. Software development industry is growing. Every day you wait, the gap between where you are and where you want to be becomes larger. There's high demand for skilled Python developers right now, but it's also a highly competitive field. The longer you delay equipping yourself with the right skills and guidance, the further away you drift from the software development career that you really want. Don't let another year slip away with unrealized dreams. Start today, start small, and give yourself the best chance at a brighter, more fulfilling future. The chance of you breaking through and getting the career in software development are just about maybe 10% if you're trying to do things alone. The thing is, most people will tell you it's not that hard, but these people don't consider all the side effects. And one of the main side effects is your energy. Your energy comes from your health and also productivity and all the other things that are distracting you every day. Look at your life, audit your life. How many things are distracting you and how likely it is with all these distractions, your energy level, health and productivity, you're going to be able to become a software developer alone. The amount of research you'd have to do to figure out what exact steps you need to take to get hired as a software developer Honestly, all of it. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. It's very unlikely you're going to succeed alone. And this is the reason I surrounded myself with way more experienced people at the beginning of my career. I realized that I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. And I repeated all the steps that they took, and voila, success. Why can't you do that? When you have someone experienced guiding you and helping you along the way, the odds of you succeeding are way closer to 100%. Whenever you get into a difficult situation, if you have someone to ask what would they do in that specific situation that you're dealing with, it's super easy to get through with it. But if you're alone, you don't have a resource or someone to ask for help. You're just going to stumble around and you're going to try to solve things on your own. This is where the problem lies. You will waste a lot of time figuring out how to do things, and it's not gonna work. And you're just gonna be frustrated and you're gonna be drained out of your energy. Well, mentorship isn't just about sending over documents and hoping you will understand them. It's an active process. With my students, I hold live Zoom calls every week and we dive deep into the challenges that you are facing, and we're brainstorming solutions and ensuring that you are on the right track on making progress. It's like having a personal trainer, but just for coding. For all of my students, what I'm personally doing is I'm doing a video code review for all the solutions that you are doing, and I'm giving you real feedback on your code and the blind spots that you're not seeing yourself. One of the main reasons to learn from someone who is ahead of you is to get their templates and their systems. This is what I was looking for when I was a beginner. I never let anyone start completely from scratch. And what I do is I give all my templates and coding patterns to the students that are starting my mentorship. And these are the templates that I'm using myself every day when I'm coding and building projects. These are proven tactics and efficient strategies to tackle various problems. It's like having coding secrets or some kind of cheat sheets that let you move forward faster. When you're doing things alone, you have nothing, and you have to build these systems and templates on your own, and you have to build everything from scratch yourself. When you are in this situation, when you have someone who is way ahead of you giving you documents, videos, and direct guidance, and where you can ask questions and clarify things, it just fits all of the learning styles no matter who you are. Documents, videos, and just having the personal guidance will fit any learning style. And it really doesn't matter who you are, a visual learner or someone who wants to take action right away to get the best results. At the end of the day, you have to combine all of the styles. You have to combine documents, you have to combine videos, you have to combine personal guidance, you have to ask questions to clarify things. You have to combine all of it. If you're still with me, I know you're genuinely invested into transforming your career and you're listening to what I'm saying. And for you who's willing to take the next step, let's talk about getting started. Let me offer something of real value to you. If you truly want to navigate the roadmap of success, I want you to send me an email about where you are right now in your coding journey. Why? Because if I can see a potential in your story, you're going to get a direct call from me. This is a one-on-one session entirely for free. I've seen coding bootcamps charging a lot of money for similar service. This is your chance to get personalized feedback on your situation. And now on top of that, you have to ask yourself, what is there to lose? What do you have else to lose here? If you will decide to stay the same, tomorrow will just be a repeat of today. You're never going to change. Personally, I don't want to work with everyone. In fact, if you're not passionate about shifting your career, don't even hit me up. If the idea of putting real work makes you hesitate, this isn't your path. And that's fine. That's okay. If you're looking for shortcuts without dedication, please save us both time. If you're still unsure about sending me an email, this is about your financial stability, the experiences, and the impact on your family. It's not just about money. It's not just about getting higher paying job. It's also about living your life and living a fulfilled life. Are you living a fulfilled life right now? Or is there anything that you want to change? Your options right now are 1. Just do nothing. Keep the things as they are and hope that things magically change over time. The second thing is deep dive into Python on your own, do things alone, and deal with the uncertainty and hope for the best. I've tried this path, the second one. It doesn't work out and doesn't look good. And the third one is let someone who's been where you are hand you the map, hand you the tools, and tell you exactly what to do. The thing is, I want you to succeed, but you also have to want to succeed yourself. So if you're up for this, send me an email, tell me about your situation, and I will see if there's anything I can do for you.